2022 to 2026. And now it is a time to hand over with the term of the current tenure ending on April 25th. But this summit will appoint a Secretary General, and that Secretary General will be sworn in. Peace and security remains a critical pillar of the region, because integration cannot work in the absence of peace. It cannot work in the absence of a stable environment. And we continue urging each other, participating in each other's governance processes, and through the collaborative policy decision making and action processes through the established structures, ensure that the community plays its role towards contributing to a stable and secure region.
President Yoweri Museveni has hailed the legacy of the late George Kanyarwanda, whose efforts to uplift the education sector were remarkable. The late Kanyarwanda was a former teacher of President Museveni, Elia Kategaya, and others at Chamate Primary School. He died recently and has been buried in Igara East, Bushenyi district. The president asked the children and grandchildren to borrow a leaf from the late Kanyarwanda's contributions to the country, having been a teacher, businessman, and a farmer. The president was represented by Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayebwa, who urged the residents of Bushenyi to participate in development through working closely with their leaders.
Grants his family the fortitude and courage to go through this moment of grief. I urge his children and grandchildren to carry on his good works and emulate his wonderful example. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Buhaburwa, President of the Republic of Uganda. Ebiro mukago kwa kashatu 2026. Hawa abantu ba burijo President yasima Mzee Kanyarwanda kandi owamushomesize mu primary ya Chamate muri Ntungamo. Yajangu naisa hokusasha kweye okuika family abana hamwe na nabijukuru. Kajangu we na mama Janet nibemerani imwe okushara no kushabira omugenzi kandi ogogo omugenzi akashomesa abantu bingi bamani abarimu nka omwami owafire Honorable Elia Kategaya. Yajangu akagira akahereza munonga ihanga nkomushomesa nkomushubuzi kandi nka chief nka chairman wa wegombora ya Kizo. Yajangu nubwo arabe yaturugaho ebi yakozere biryaguma biriho kurabira umuri byinge bimukwemanyira. Kandi president yampereza miliyoni 20 ngo nziretere abeka ziyambo mukuzika. So kansha bomujecero wechika ayije nzimuhereza. Anaga ndona no mwami na yewizina Aaron
Obomushish Obwiro bwa inomosi it's less than an hour. Ntaza yeso tejek. Ntkandi burishoko turano tejek. Konga kaya jiro mshok. Otakumwini siya mkono. Akana arela hokache. Okura nkonga takwezi.
Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board has been urged to adopt the National Health Education and Training Policy, which was approved by Cabinet to provide guidance on developing, regulating and monitoring standards for health professionals. While releasing the December 2025 Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board Examinations second series for finalists at State House Entebbe, the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, expressed a prayer that the 11.2% improvement of performance for certificate candidates translates into improved service delivery in health facilities.
It is now my singular honor to release the UPAB December 2025 semester assessment.
Ministry of Education and Sports and the Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board have released the December 2025 second series examinations for finalists from 215 accredited health TVET assessment centers.
TVET providers should also ensure compliance to standards, including numbers that match the available training facilities and practicum sites.
According to the statement of release, candidates for the second series included both continuing and final semester candidates. The total candidature was 100,272, of which 81,230, that is 81%, were continuing candidates, and 19,042, that is 18.9%, were candidates for the final semester. Among those in the final semester, 5,377, that is 28.2%, were for diploma programs, while 13,665, that is 71.8%, were candidates for certificate. This indicates that certificate programs attract more trainees than diploma programs. Most of the 9,998 certificate candidates passed at credit level. The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Katam-Seveni, expressed a prayer that the 11.2% increase in performance of certificate level translates into improved service delivery in health facilities.
We are proud to release a new cohort of proficient health workers who, with skilled hands and compassionate hearts, have been equipped to meet the need for quality health care, ministering healing to communities across our nation.
The Executive Secretary, Uganda Health Professionals Assessment Board, Helen Mkakarisa, said out of the 5,377 candidates that registered for diploma assessment, 4,469, representing 83.2%, passed their assessment.
3,600, that is 67%, passed at credit level. However, 724, that is 13.5%, candidates did not attain the pass mark.
The board is realizing an increase in trend in male candidature registering for diploma in nursing direct and certificate in nursing, which traditionally attracted females.
As UPAB, we reaffirm our commitment under the TVET system to produce competent health workforce that contributes to the 10-fold economic growth and human capital development.
During this exam, the board assessed the first cohort of candidates for advanced diploma in critical care nursing and advanced diploma in emergency nursing programs for the competency-based curricula. I'm Navka Farida and Abdunasil Wama in Kampala.
Women leaders across the country have commended the NRM government for empowering women in Uganda, led by the Minister for Gender, Betty Amongi Ongom, and the NRM Deputy Secretary General. The women say 40% of women now own businesses and 45% are now ministers, and many more are educated.
During the Women's Conference 2026 in Kampala, organized by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, the women leaders lauded the NRM government for having empowered women for the last 30 years through an affirmative action.
In the last 30 years, we have made incredible strides in political representation and legal frameworks, education, health, and all the sectors like energy.
From community mobilizers to national leaders, women have shaped Uganda's democratic and human rights journey. Maya Angelou once said, "Each time a woman stands up for herself, she stands up for all women." Indeed, every gain made in advancing women's rights has been the result of courage, solidarity, and persistence.
The affirmative action, according to the Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, has benefited many more women who have acquired education equal to men and are now serving in all government departments and institutions.
So you can see that we are making progress in political representation. When we talk about the past, in 1995, when we made the Constitution, we were 17.4% women in that parliament. Today, we are 34% of women in parliament, with a vice president, speaker, prime minister, and 45% of the ministers being women. So I think we are making progress. When you also look at permanent secretaries, there are 48% of women permanent secretaries. That is progress that we are making.
The NRM Deputy Secretary General says many women have now participated in politics, making Uganda one of the best countries in the world in supporting women.
Ebimu ku bintu ebisomoza abakyala kwe kuba nti yes tulina ebifo ebya affirmative action weebiri nti waliwo omubaka omukyala omubaka akiikirira district ow'abakyala oba local council eriyo bakansalas ab'abakyala naye ate abakyala abeenyigira mu bifo.
Jessica Kayanja, the founder of Girl Power Ministries, has praised the progress made in gender equality, especially in the representation of women in leadership. Pastor Jessica Kayanja was speaking to the media while launching the Altar Prayer Day, scheduled to take place on Saturday ahead of International Women's Day. We have a detailed story.
In the past, women and girls were rarely given leadership positions and spent most of their time doing household chores, as leadership responsibilities were largely reserved for men. As time went on, women's representation and trends changed. Pastor Jessica Kayanja, the founder of Girl Power Ministries, lauded the government for promoting the concept of gender equality.
The man in the Bible is portrayed as a leader. He is portrayed as a leader. He is portrayed as a vision giver. He is portrayed as the one that gives direction in the home and in the family. The Bible emphasizes the manner in which the girl child was created. And the girl child has been modeled as someone that is vulnerable. The Bible calls us the weaker vessel. And I think it is only right that the girl child is protected.
Jessica Kayanja urged everyone to take action against the rampant cases of domestic violence, emphasizing the need of communities to stand together to protect women and families.
So disagreement is inevitable when there are two people who come from different backgrounds. But I feel that the manner in which disagreements are handled, that we should handle as a church. Now Galatians chapter 5 verse 22 says the fruits of the Spirit are love, their joy, their peace, their patience, their kindness, their goodness, their gentleness, and their self-control. And I believe that arguments can be settled amicably.
Pastor Jessica Kayanja demanded for equal attention given to boys as to girls, as they also deserve balanced support and guidance.
I feel that this should be a standing ground for the men to hold each other's hands and realize that we are the leaders here, we are the protectors here, and we are the ones that have these women's back, instead of saying, where does this leave them? As people prepare to celebrate International Women's Day on Sunday, Jessica Kayanja has organized the annual Altar Prayer Day scheduled to take place on Saturday. Amwa Evanjuko for UBC.
Uganda, on March 8, 2026, will join the rest of the world to celebrate the International Women's Day. However, in our special edition coverage about the journey of gender equality and women emancipation in Uganda, we look at one of UPDF's distinguished female officers who has made it from grass to grace. Brigadier General Charity Baine, who has steadily risen through the ranks, majorly in the elite presidential force, the Special Forces Command, to the main UPDF general outfit. Our reporter Irene Nantongo had an exclusive interview with Brigadier General Charity Baine and filed this report.
Brigadier General Charity Baine is a Ugandan military officer, legislator and former policewoman. She is the immediate past deputy commander of the Uganda Special Forces Command, the special military unit of the UPDF Presidential and First Family Security. She also represents the Uganda People's Defense Forces UPDF in the 11th Ugandan Parliament. With the increasing gender-based violence cases reported in different police reports and marginalization of women, Brigadier General Baine presides over the Directorate of Women's Affairs in the UPDF to address the welfare of women in uniform and also to encounter imminent threats of attempted marginalization of women in the forces by their male or superior counterparts. She assumed this responsibility in 2025.
I have encountered, as a woman in uniform, I'm sure cut across, because we are a patriarchal society, so the place of a woman is somehow, defined. So it is for when the men are walking, we have to run.
Baine was born in 1975. She attended Kako Primary School in Masaka District, then St. Charles Rwanga Girls Secondary School in Kalungu District for her O-level education. She completed her A-level education at Progressive Secondary School before enrolling her university education. She holds a bachelor's in business administration in marketing from Nkumba University and a postgraduate diploma in information system management and a master's in information system management, both awarded by the Uganda Management Institute. She also acquired a second master's degree in defense and security studies obtained from Makerere University.
To be a soldier, I do everything my colleagues do without wanting preferential treatment, because many times that is what causes girls to drag in their progression.
A look at her military career. Brigadier General Charity Baine joined the Uganda military. She underwent boot camp at Kabamba in Mubende district. She also did the cadet training course at Uganda Special Forces School in Kaweweta in Nakaseke district before attending the company commander's course at the Uganda Military Academy. Later, she attended the senior command course at the Uganda Senior Command and Staff College, graduating in 2017. In June 2024, Baine at the rank of Brigadier General was admitted to the Uganda National Defense College at Njeru in Buikwe district to pursue future training. Brigadier General Baine gained national recognition when she became the Deputy Commander of Special Forces Command SFC, an elite force that protects the President, members of the First Family, and key security installation facilities.
In the military in 1998, right out of university, I have done the line courses, and from the time I commissioned in 2000, I was deployed in PPU then, which has since evolved, become the Special Forces Command. I have gotten to this point through discipline, being focused, and choosing my priorities. I am a mother.
Beyond her military duties, Baine also serves as a member of parliament representing the UPDF in the 11th Parliament.
We have commanded platoon, company, battalion in SFC, and then rose up to becoming the Deputy Commander of the Special Forces Command, an appointment that I held until 2024.
From a feminist perspective of military context, Brigadier General Charity Baine says, all is said for female UPDF officers in military uniforms and boats to pull off marvelous and spectacular entertainment parade.
We have the parade rehearsals going on at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. where we have UPDF women, Uganda Police Force women, Uganda Prison Service women, and UA. It's going to be an all-women, only women parade, and we are ready. We are ready. Come Sunday, we are ready to celebrate us. And parade is one of the ways we display our discipline.
Irene Faith Nantongo, UBC News.
A true inspirational story from grass to grace. UBC News Tonight continues day 5 of the 560-kilometer walk for water and environment from Moroto to Kampala. Well, it found the walkers in Soroti City after covering a total of 160 kilometers. During community engagement along the route, the issue of Teso suffering flash floods and drought in equal measure took a center stage, with some suggesting establishment of valley dams for harvesting water runoffs. It's on this point that leaders echoed the need for increased funding to actualize this and other ambitious plans aimed at addressing both flash floods and dry spells.
When it rains in Karamoja, the water comes and settles here in Katakwi, and it destroys a lot of infrastructure.
In Teso sub-region, residents face the dual threat of flash floods and drought. To address this, residents are proposing valley dams to harvest water runoff.
Because valley tanks will be small. If we could provide valley dams so that we capture these waters, we could make the best out of that collected water if it is dammed, and then we use it in the extreme of the drought.
This requires financial support from the government to become a reality.
And of course we know that funding is able to solve a lot of problems. But also in terms of technology, we've also not expanded so much into piped water that should alleviate challenges with facing water. So as we move on, one of the things that we are advocating for is more funding into the sector so that we can address most of these problems.
This message is being amplified by a 13-member team walking 560 kilometers from Moroto to Kampala for water and environment. As of February 6, 2026, the walkers had covered over 160 kilometers, reaching Soroti City. Led by Geoffrey Walker-Yen, they are determined to reach Kampala as scheduled.
This is now the 9th year we've walked, starting from the inception of Uganda Water and Environment Week, and we have completed. So we are very sure that all of us will complete the walk without any problem.
This year's Water and Environment Week theme is Water and Environment for an inclusive and prosperous Uganda.
We are planting in this tiny forest. As you can see, all the walkers. So this is Mubule tree. May you grow and become tall and strong.
Dorcas Kimono compiled the report.
Leaders from Kampala City Capital City Authority, KCCA, Buganda Kingdom and Muslim leadership from Chibuli Muslim administration have commended the Lord Mayor of Kampala, Elias Lukwago, for what they described as dedicated and impactful leadership spanning over 15 years. The words of praise were delivered during the KCCA and Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago Iftar Shakur and dinner held at the KCCA grounds in Kampala.
Ask you to bless the Lord Mayor of Kampala, Alhaj Salong Elias Lukwago. Reward him for the service he has given to the people and for the efforts he has made for this city. Grant him patience, honor, and success in all that is good. O Allah, open for him new doors of goodness and greater opportunities to serve humanity.
About the things that he has done largely for the Muslim community. Muchimanyi bulungi nze nyanjula siri musiraamu. Lord Mayor did not discriminate us on religious grounds. Muchimanyi bulungi nyanjula siri Muganda.
Lord Mayor, you did not discriminate me, and that describes a true leader. He does not look at religion, he does not look at tribe.
Muntunuulira munti Lukwago mpaddemu 10 bano bankoze na bubi nti mukibe wawaayo ku muzikiti guno ne wambogo nze ekyo si kyenjakala okutunuulira kubanga ebyo bwe tuwaayo owaayo mu mpola bbali ebyo bimenya njagala okubasaba tulwanirire omugabo gwaffe omunene mu kibuga kino n'eggwanga lino naye mbeebaza olw'okubanga muzze ne tugenda mu maaso n'okuba n'essukulu ey'olwaleero nga bwe nsabira ddala mukulu Baine Kigenyi manyi nga bwe nkugambye nti ffenna wano tujja ne tugenda akabanga ng'okyaliwo n'abalala abakyaliwo tradition yaffe eno oba enteekateeka yaffe eno eya ssukulu yaffe eya ifutali dina temugitta egende mu maaso.
Ffe twandibadde tukwebaza olw'ebintu ebingi ennyo by'okoledde Kampala. Ffe nga ekitongole kya KCCA tulina entegeka nti ggwe ne banno b'okulembedde nabo obulungi Kampala tujja basiima.
Kuyitibwa Lord Mayor okujja ku shukuru eno wamu ne ifutali dina nga weebaza Katonda olw'emyaka 15 gy'akuwadde nga gwe ensonga enkulu ennyo mu kibuga kino. Kamala byonna yandibaddewo naye ali ku leave era ensangi zino bw'ojja osangayo nze.
N'obuzibu okulonda kwonna bwe kuggwa abantu abakutabukiddemu abagwiriddemu kawansazi abalina ebigambo eby'enjawulo baddukira mu masinzizo. Wangala Lord Mayor wangala.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return with more stories after these messages.
So, Muchala.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight, huh? For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later, huh?
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN MoMo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get MoMo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165*80# or use the MoMo app.
I'd like to thank all our clients, our valued taxpayers, the people that we serve as we collect revenue for building our nation. I thank you very much for the questions you have sent through this program of Buza Commissioner. On behalf of URA, I would like to pledge that we are committed and we will continue to answer all the questions that you ask through this platform. The whole purpose for this program is to ensure that your pain points, your questions are efficiently responded to. So I would like to encourage all our taxpayers who have questions to ask to please utilize this program that we are running on UBC, that will be receiving your questions through the numbers that you've been given, and URA will be available to answer these questions every Monday and every Wednesday during the 8 o'clock news bulletin. And then on Sunday, after the news, we'll have a full response to all the questions that will have come in during the week. I thank UBC for supporting us in reaching our taxpayers, and I thank our taxpayers for responding positively to this program. Thank you very much.
Buza Commissioner. Tony Magomu,
yawangudde school fees
mwaka mulamba obekitegeeza gwekyo
1 year of school fees. What is the school?
Viva College School.
When I received the call, it took me a moment to believe the story. I said I could wait until today.
Yes.
When I received the second call is when I believed. But I think I was lucky.
Oh.
Sure.
Can we talk to the student? How do you feel? Only not here.
Yeah, I feel blessed.
Star 165 star 80 hash is the magic code. Enter the student's number. So start right now. And you could be a winner.
Welcome back from that break. In more stories this evening, youth advocates under the Sexual Reproductive Health and Rights Alliance Uganda have convened government officials, civil society organizations, health practitioners and youth representatives to strengthen collaboration aimed at improving access to sexual and reproductive health services for young people.
The country director of the Sexual Reproductive Health and Rights Alliance Uganda, Olga Dafinamukuza, highlighted the importance of such programs in empowering communities and strengthening partnerships. She also called on more stakeholders to support the initiative, noting that improved access to sexual and reproductive health information and services will greatly contribute to better livelihood for Ugandan youth.
Our theme today was moving from collective advocacy, translating it into action. So my plea is that all the different stakeholders, we need to continue working together. The government has made commitments, the Ministry of Health has made commitments. As the CSOs, as partners, we are here to support said commitments. So we encourage all of the young people, all of the different partners to continue working together. Let us continue working collaboratively. Partnership forums like this are important because they make us recognize that it is not only a one-man job to improve the quality of life of Ugandans, but all of us have a role to play.
Emmanuel Mulisa, the coordinator of the Parliamentary Forum on Youth Affairs, applauded the Sexual Reproductive Health and Rights Alliance Uganda for their continued commitment to supporting young people and advocating for improved reproductive health services.
The SRHR Alliance engaged the Parliamentary Forum on Youth Affairs, which is a caucus of members of Parliament that focus so much on legislation that works for the youth, or that is supposed to better the livelihood of the youth. All everything goes through stages, phases. We are happy with the work that we have so far done with the 11th Parliament. But even with newer energy in the 12th Parliament, we hope to even achieve more. Now we are looking at prioritizing even things to do with budget tagging, following through in the budgets that are usually allocated every financial year. How much of that has gone directly to impact the livelihood of young people. So those are some of the things we even seek to do even better.
Georgia Anyango, a youth representative, implored the initiative, noting that it has provided a platform for young people to openly discuss issues affecting them.
Cervical and breast cancer are increasingly becoming silent killers among women in Uganda, particularly those in their most reproductive years. Among men, prostate cancer remains the leading cancer, affecting those above the age of 40.
According to the Uganda Cancer Institute reports, the country records about 35,000 new cancer cases every year, with tens of thousands of Ugandans living with the disease. Among women, cervical cancer is the most common, with about 7,000 new cases reported annually, making it one of the leading causes of cancer-related death among women. Breast cancer follows closely as another major threat to women's health.
So cervical cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer death in our country. That's why we have to partner for early diagnosis. Because with cancer, if it is highly diagnosed, we have almost 100% chance of.
Because of its silent manifestation in the body, many people seek medical attention when the disease is at an advanced stage.
For cervical cancer, for you to start experiencing symptoms, you might have spent about 15 years. So the earlier you come for screening, the earlier we diagnose you, the better the chance for you to get cured.
Among men, prostate cancer remains the most common cancer, particularly affecting those above the age of 40. Some of the symptoms of these cancers may include unusual bleeding, persistent pelvic pain, abnormal discharge, and a lump in the breast for breast cancer.
Even lactating mothers, even actually pregnant mothers, they come with breast cancer. It doesn't actually discriminate that, okay, this one is breastfeeding, I should not attack this. No.
To promote early has organized a free cancer screening camp as part of the activities to commemorate International Women's Day. It is this growing concern that compelled Grant Thornton, Uganda, to organize a free cancer screening camp to encourage women and men to prioritize regular checkups and create awareness of early diagnosis.
Where many of the ladies are not aware of what is happening. So that's why we decided, okay, let us do something based on this. So we make the women aware of the cancer, how it is going to affect them, what are the initial stages where they can be detected and easily be cured.
To improve access to services, Uganda Cancer Institute has also established regional cancer centers across the country to strengthen screening, diagnosis and treatment. The move is expected to reduce the number of patients who travel long distances to seek specialized cancer care. Susan Naong and Andrew Sebira reporting for EBC TV.
Police in Kitgum district have arrested a medical officer attached to Kitgum General Hospital over allegations of conducting an illegal surgical operation that left a patient in critical condition.
According to the State House Health Monitoring Unit, the suspect, Dr. Paul Okwera, allegedly performed a hernia surgery on a 58-year-old woman at his private residence in Kitgum municipality instead of working on her at the hospital.
Many people think repairing a hernia is such a simple process, but actually it is not a simple process. It is actually opening the abdomen. You enter, you gain entry into the abdomen. And the abdomen is full of many organs that can be damaged if you don't have the right experience, if you don't have the necessary infrastructure to support you. And that's what happened. You know, that's what happened. The patient was injured in the process. And actually right now, I think that patient is somewhere in Lira in a coma because she got infected. It's a very, very unfortunate thing, and any doctor who does that should be deregistered.
The patient, identified as Naiti Kibota, had been referred from Puranga Health Center 3, but was reportedly charged 150,000 Uganda shillings for the procedure, carried out under unsafe conditions. Health officials say the surgery resulted in complications after the doctor allegedly perforated the patient's intestines. This forced her to undergo emergency treatment and further surgery at Lira Regional Referral Hospital. A team from the Health Monitoring Unit led by Deputy Director Dr. Stephen Ataro and the police later raided the premises where the operation was conducted and arrested the suspect, but also found the suspect in possession of government equipment and medicine. Authorities say investigations into the illegal medical practice are ongoing.
Patients and surrounding communities in Butabika are set to benefit from digital skills training following the launch of a new digital community center at Butabika National Referral Hospital. We have more.
This center will provide free computer training, internet access and digital opportunities to patients, hospital staff and residents living around Butabika in Nakawa Division.
We want to use it as a rehabilitation tool. One of those, among the ones that you've seen where we rehabilitate our patients when we toured OT. This is going to be one of them. It is already one of them. Because we thought, yes, when we started this, actually we had patients in mind. We thought that one of the ways to empower our patients is to help them be able to walk into the future.
The project was established through a partnership with American Tower Corporation and Rotary Club of Butabika Royals, a community service club operating in the Butabika area and supporting social initiatives around the hospital.
So we realized that it is good to collaborate with the hospital so that we can be able to bridge the gap. We started off with our society around here in the Butabika community, but we've since expanded. So when we realized that one of the needs of the elites in the hospital was a digital community, we approached ATC and they were able to also come on board and support us.
The facility will also strengthen mental health rehabilitation through digital learning and a call center that will help Ugandans access mental health information and counseling services remotely.
You should never be afraid to ask. Rotary came to us and said, we want to do this together. And partnerships are very important. And because they came to us, they opened our eyes to see the possibility of supporting mental health. And through that, today we have a partnership that will kick off many more such projects that we would like to do together. Because alone, we can only go so far.
Leaders say the initiative will improve both mental health support and digital inclusion in the community.
Now the world has become a world of smartphones. And there is no way you're going to be able to function in this world if your digital skills are not there. So by ATS and Rotary and the partners, the Finnish Aid, coming together to set up this center here, not only to skill our friends that have been challenged so that they can go back to the field or the world and become productive.
For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Outgoing Kampala Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago has decried the inability to elevate wages of sweepers and cleaners at KCCA during his tenure. He was at the City Hall on the occasion of almsgiving ceremony by MTN Mobile Money to more than 100 women.
Women road sweepers and cleaners in Kampala have received Ramadan alms from MTN Mobile Money Uganda. This was in partnership with Kampala Capital City Authority as part of efforts to support Muslim communities during the holy month. The handover was graced by the outgoing Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago, who applauded the women for their dedication amidst low salaries that he wishes the new leadership insists meet minimum requirement.
Ebirala byonna tubiyiseemu ebya contract, ebirala byonna eby'emirimu gyammwe eby'emisaala. Naye akakaaga kannuma, idi, ngenze kannuma, kakaaga mutwalo.
The initiative forms part of the Ramadan Kareem with MTN campaign aimed at extending support to vulnerable communities during the holy month.
They are mothers, providers, pillars of household, contributors to Kampala dignity and order. When we support them, we support families. When we support families, we strengthen communities.
KCCA Executive Director Sharif Abuzechi reminded about the KCCA mandate and spoke what to do during this Ramadan and Lent period.
Fenna tukubirizibwa mu kiseera kino ekyokusiiba okukuuma empisa ennungi okudda eri Katonda okwenenya n'okuba nti twagala bannaffe abatuli okumpi n'ekikulu ennyo ekituleese olwaleero okuba nti tuwaayo mu kkubo lya Katonda ate ne tukwata ku abo bannaffe abayinza okuba nga beetaavumu okusinga ku balala.
This MTN Mobile Money show of generosity follows an earlier one to inmates at Luzira prison.
And into business, the government on Friday handed over business toolkits and equipment to Juakali beneficiary groups under the 11th cohort of the 2026 program of Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. The handover, held at Makerere University, was presided over by the 3rd Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honourable Rukia Isanga Nakadama, who said the support is intended to help small business operators grow and enable more Ugandans move from subsistence production into the money economy.
The third Deputy Prime Minister and Minister without portfolio.
The Juakali beneficiary groups are selected by Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development after prior assessment that they are fit to receive the support. Right Honourable Kia Isangana Kadama said that the day marked an important milestone for the country as government handed over equipment to Juakali groups.
You take it for sale, these people will come and follow you. You take it for sale, these people will come and follow you to see what are you doing, how am I. But when the equipment has already been sold, if you don't have a group, how come you got this equipment here? So, Madam PS, it is important that you put this into action.
The handover was also attended by the State Minister for Labour and Social Development, Esther Davinia Anyakun, who said that the Juakali program is aimed at providing business toolkits and equipment to both existing and start-up entrepreneurs, while also offering skilling services to improve productivity and support the growth of small enterprises.
To all the groups present here today, the government of Uganda is investing in you. Our expectation is that you will put the tools and the equipment to provide good use, to improve your enterprises and also your livelihoods back home. This equipment is not for individuals or group leaders. It is intended for the benefit.
And with that, UBC News Tonight has come to an end. Thank you so much for your company. On behalf of the team working tirelessly behind the scenes and us here, we wish you a good night.